Yes, guys, how's it going, lads and ladies? It is James here from Spurs Related. And as always, we are here for a match preview, a little bit different settings today. We are actually going live on match day itself. Might be a bit more exciting, a bit more hype going on. I'm certainly looking forward to the game. But listen, normally we'd have obviously Andre alongside, but we got another Canadian in the building and one I'm very, very fond of and an absolute great guy, new in the Spurs community, has been going around the channels now, and he's just got such a bug for it. He just said to me, James, please, can I come on Spurs Related this morning? I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m. my time, so please come on. 6 a.m. Anyways,
good morning, everybody. Good morning, James. How you doing, brother? Thanks for having me on, man. It's nice to get to host a show with you here. I'm looking forward to it.
No, listen, jokes aside, obviously Andre couldn't make it today, so I thought, what better man to replace?
Yeah, you know what, mate? Saturday morning, you want the guy up at 7 a.m. He's a youngster, man. He's Friday night, man. He's a young guy, man. He's got to get out there and meet the ladies. Still good looking fella, right? Good looking guy.
Yeah, we'll have a word with Andre for sure.
So you call the old guy up and say, "Hold on a second, let me call somebody that I know is going to be in bed by about 8 p.m." And we'll be able to get up at 4 a.m., right? So
listen, I really appreciate you coming on, Bobby K. And obviously we've had you on the fan phone in many times, and it's definitely great to have you on a preview show.
But I'm always in horrible colors when I do the fan phone in because I'm always in uniform, right? At work, and it's got the horrible red in it. So red. Proper
now we've got the Spurs
today.
Jacket.
Proper representation, right? And get game day, man. I'm pumped, man. We're going down to the yard and everything, so it's gonna be a good laugh, man. Gonna be a good laugh.
Looking forward
you enjoy
that.
The crew.
You enjoyed the Scotland Yard in Toronto. It sounds like it's an absolute buzzing place to be on match day.
You know what? Sorry, James. Honestly, what it is, it's not that it's even like an overly packed, like there's 7,000 people there or anything. It's the people, the quality of people that come. It's such a good family kind of friendly environment. You know, like the boys come and everybody knows them.
Yeah,
like
that's brilliant.
It's like that, you know, it's like that old show, I don't know if you know it, Cheers, where everybody knows your name kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
it's
nice.
that kind of pub. But yeah, man. So let's get to it, man, because I know you're a busy man in demand yourself today, right?
Yeah, listen. Before we get into things, guys, as Bobby Case just said, there is many different shows coming up in store for you guys today. You will be entertained if you're on your sofa, wherever you are. There's plenty of shows to come. Obviously, we've got the preview. This will be about 30 to 40 minutes. And then after that, I'm popping straight over to the Irish Hotspurs channel where we're going to be previewing the game as well. So I'm going to be so clued up about the game. I'm going to know every single player inside out, apparently. And then we're going to, obviously, everyone's going to watch the game. And then after the game, we'll do the match reaction show, as always, with Andre and Bobby K. You're welcome to join if you're not too many beers deep at the Scotland Yard, of course.
I won't be, buddy. I'm driving and I got the kids in the car. So
listen, it might be an
unfortunately, the 11-year-old can't drive yet. I don't know why.
Yeah, what's he doing? He's slacking.
The 15-year-old should learn, but I just don't trust him yet with a vehicle.
Brilliant. And then later on, actually, it's kind of the main event, 9:30. Hopefully, we've got a win by then, and then the vibes will be high. But we're actually, I spent absolutely ages last night making a quiz to go on the Irish Hotspurs channel again. So we're going to be doing a Spurs trivia quiz. It's going to be an absolute brilliant night. There's probably going to be a couple of 100 people in the house, and it's just going to be great fun. You guys can guess your answers in the chat, and yeah, it's going to be one to look forward to. I hope to see as many of you over there as possible. But listen, let's get into the Villa preview. I can see a couple of the Spurs Relatables. I know it's a different time to normal, so maybe a few of them are still sleeping, which is understandable, to be honest with you.
I know he was probably here waiting before we were.
He probably was. This guy is the most dedicated Spurs Relatable. He is the Spurs Relatable. COYS.
Good morning.
At 11:50. Villa will be a big challenge, but if we beat them, I have no doubt that we can have a very good run until the Liverpool game. Listen, I completely agree. What do you think, Bobby, on this point?
When you're looking at our schedule, we have the right to be optimistic, because when we look at that schedule and we look at the form that we've been in and the fact that we seem to have found our feet, even with Doherty playing on the left and Royal starting, we were still able to smash in 5 goals.
Exactly.
When you see things like that happening, you know, you got to be hopeful. You know, and in reality, being a Spurs fan for as long as I've been, which is, I think, probably longer than you've been alive, James.
Yeah.
But you have to hope is the only thing you're bloody left with after a while. You know what I mean? You gotta just kind of keep the faith, kind of thing, because it's very stressful, man, being a Spurs fan.
You don't need to tell me it's stressful being a Spurs fan. And this is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, we'll give our score predictions at the end of the show, as always. But I mean, I'm confident, but I'm not as confident as the Newcastle game. And I mean, I will explain why, but obviously Newcastle were probably slightly more in form coming up to that game. But Villa obviously on 3 losses in a row.
Yeah.
I still feel like Gerrard will want to bounce back. He's not one to lose many games in a row. And I know obviously he hasn't been in managerial, tend of too long, but I just feel like Villa can be a force on their day if they get the right players ticking. As we know, the likes of Felipe Coutinho, Ollie Watkins, Douglas Luiz, they can be a real threat.
Yeah,
And
even Matty Cash on the left there, or on the right there, is he?
very decent outfit,
So,
very decent team, Villa. I think that they'll get even better next
Emilio
year.
Martinez, he's a good keeper they've got back there and everything.
And obviously the old Arsenal link, maybe you'll want to try and get one over us and, play unbelievable. But listen, let's get into things. First things first, how are you feeling about the game today, Bobby? Obviously, I've just given my slight overview. Do you feel confident, or are you slightly, as we know, the Spurs kind of creep in?
I'm skeptic in every game we go into, but I go in there positively only for the biggest reason is right there. Because these boys get up, they're going to wake up now, they're going to get ready, they're going to be pumped up, they're going to get their Spurs gears on, they want to get down to the pub, they want to get those nachos, they want to see their Uncle Brian Daigle and just, really enjoy the atmosphere, have a good game. And their positivity is what I feed off. When we look back at the roller coaster that we've had in this season and the emotions that we've gone through in the terms of, the games that we should have won, we lost, and then the games we should have maybe possibly lost, like the City one and everything, we won, and it's just, the epic highs and lows of this season seem to have finally gotten to the point where maybe we're leveling out. So if we can level out for this balance of the 8 games that we've got left, I don't see any reason why we can't possibly, as crazy as this sounds, even get the 24 points. I know people are worried about Liverpool and stuff like that. When you look at our record, it's atrocious. Over 90 years, we've got like 2 or 3 wins there or something like that. It's
awful.
It's just disgusting. But with this one specifically, we'll stick to the game at hand because I know we're limited for time. I know when you look at, like you said, they're on a run of 3 losses in a row. This is where we become Dr. Tottenham, right? We help teams like this because we're such nice friggin' people.
Yeah.
And then you look at I know you sent me something last night. It was out of the last 5 games, we've won 4 out of the last 5 with them. But I know when I was on TTG and Brad Matthews came on the other day with us, he said that we've actually won 6 games in a row at Villa Park now.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So let's make this lucky number 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're spot on. I believe the stat is, let me just, quickly pull it up. I think, both of those successes were in London. Villa haven't beaten Spurs on home soil since 2008. So, yeah, spot on. It's been so many years, 14 years since Villa actually beat us at Villa Park. Now, obviously, we don't want to curse things here, but Tottenham have won 6 straight games at Villa Park, like you just said, Bobby. The second longest winning away run at one ground in the club's history. So, like, Villa has really been sort of that cherished kind of place to go. It's you're right. It is.
Yeah.
Not many places you can go to and say like you're quite confident on the record. But listen, I'm not going to start going over history and saying that means it's going to be number 7 today. Like you said, I just think it's always good to know that we've got that winning feeling there, especially with the late winner last year. I believe at the end of 2020 when Heung-min Son, actually it was the start of 2020 when Heung-min Son broke his arm. And then,
that's right. Yeah.
And then he got up, obviously played the rest of the game and scored in the 94th minute and won 3-2. And listen, that was absolute scenes. And I even remember about 6-7 years ago when Harry Kane scored that free kick. That was at Villa Park. That was late as well.
So, is that the one free kick he scored? Because I know it's something ridiculous, like 1 in 60 attempts or something like that. And even that one was deflected.
Yeah, more than that. Listen, it is that. I think it was 2014 or 15 when he just came into the team. I think we had, I believe even Ryan Mason was playing at the time. So it's quite a long time ago. And listen, that was absolute scenes as well in that away end. And I wish I was in that away end today because I do feel like scenes do happen a lot at Villa Park. And that's where I'm becoming a bit optimistic about the game. But then
how far are you from there, out of curiosity?
Villa Park is Birmingham, so it's like Midlands, and I'm down in the south. I'm lower than London, so it's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours from me.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it would be quite a travel. I know in Canada that's like walking across the street because
No,
you've got
that's our
about
local pub. Yeah.
yeah, that's where you go and get your supermarket.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But listen, Elvis is in it. Says, good morning, COYS. Today we are looking
Morning,
forward to take
Elvis.
3 points home. It won't be easy against Villa, but won't be easy to
Well,
COYS. Yeah.
that being said, it's statistically in our history, it is easy.
Mm.
But this is the reality of being a Spurs fan right now.
Yeah.
Elvis is a skeptic still. You and I are skeptics still. We're still, even though we look at the fact that we've got 6 wins in a row there, we've won 4 out of the last 5 with them. We've dominated the last few games we've played. We're on this crazy, like our goal scored over the last few games to concede it is just unbelievable. Like we're just been lighting it up. We're the highest scoring team this year so far, I believe, in the league in the new calendar year. So, you know, we have every right to be optimistic going into this games. Yeah, we're going to smash the shit out of them. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like I said to you last night, they better, because I'm going to the pub. Gas is really freaking expensive. I got to drive all the way to the other side of Toronto, and then I got to feed the kids and everything. So if I got to go drop that coin, these boys better give me a result. That's all I'm asking for, because otherwise it's a long drive home.
And exactly, I feel sorry for the people. I mean, from your point of view, of course, but the people that have travelled, you know, far and high to go to Villa Park today from maybe 4 or 5 hours away, and could get let down as well. So listen, that's always the risk with football, but we do it for the love of it, don't we? We all do it for the love of it, and that's
because look at what happened with Southampton and Burnley there and everything. You know, with the teams that we walked into, thinking that these are the results that we should have got for sure. And imagine if we had got a result or even a point, what a difference that would make right now.
3 points out of 6 that week would have been good as well. You know,
something is better than nothing always. And I'm terrified that that's going to come back to haunt us. I really hope it doesn't, but you know, as we progress, like I said, we've just got the stepping stones have been laid. So like, you know, if at this point we have to continue to trust Conte's process and make sure that hopefully the team does as well. And you know, just whatever happens, Harry Winks can't play. And then we're okay.
Yeah, don't play him. I know he's saying I have a lot of respect for Villa, especially when we're playing away. Their midfield is quite a challenge to break down. Must be a hot take, but maybe harder than Man United. Wow. I do agree with you to some extent. I think we played Man United at the worst time because they were on awful form as well. Then they had Ronaldo that came back and was left out of the starting 11. Of course, Ronaldo has to have a say. I was actually at the game in the away, and it was absolutely mental seeing, literally, in my opinion, the greatest of all time scoring, you know, 3 goals in front of me. Like, of course, I was fuming and I was angry, but also at the same time, you just have to applaud it and say, look, that is what you call an unbelievable world-class football player.
That's how you take the game by the scruff of the neck and take over kind of thing. And I think that's why Kane is not rated as highly as Ronaldo and Messi, even though we know him as, you know, ultimately the world's elitist striker and the best that we've ever seen probably in a Spurs kit. But I think the fact that he doesn't take the game by the scruff of the neck, very rarely do we ever point out and just say, if it was, you know, Harry Kane took that game over. You know, yes, I love the fact that he's dropping back and those passes are going out and everything like that. But it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see how we play this out with these guys, because as long as, like you said, they've got some firepower, but they're firing blanks. So as long as they keep firing blanks, I don't see any reason we can't just keep progressing the way we are and keep the train on the right track this time.
100%. We have to keep on track, like you said. Like at the end there, we just have to keep on track. It's a must. The Bertie 1008. Greetings, guys. First time, but had to respond to Dr. Tottenham and Spurs mentality is dead under Conte. Let's stop thinking and talking about dead things. #in Conte we trust. #COYS. #back Conte.
I like that.
Big yourself up, Bertie. Really appreciate you joining.
Love it. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. If you do enjoy the content, please subscribe. But we do hope you enjoy your stay here. We pump out as much Spurs content as possible. And sometimes, you know, find other Canadians to come and join us on a Saturday morning and get them out of bed at 6 a.m. So, you know, if you fancy that as well, let us know. But listen, really appreciate you joining, mate. Leo Bull saying Bergwijn a chance to start today. It's a difficult one. For me, I don't think it's a difficult one. For me, it's Bergwijn on the bench. Kulusevski, Kane, and Son. You can't change that front three at the moment for me.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I say no. Even though it's painful because he's been doing so well for his national team. He had the 3 goals in 2 games. Hey, good morning, Nick. He had the 3 goals in 2 games, and he just looked on fire over there and everything. And I really hope he does get a cameo appearance, not just 5 minutes. I hope he gets, but we're comfortable by the 60th, 70th minute at the latest that we can give Sonny a rest and stuff like that, because as much as you want to bat on Sonny and say that, okay, yeah, he hasn't had a great season, this and that, he hasn't looked proper. Look at the numbers.
I don't think
the man's
true.
numbers are still up there. Like he's class, man.
He's
it's
unbelievable,
just
mate.
because he goes under the radar kind of thing that we don't respect what he does, and we always look at what he's not doing. So the only reason I never want to see Sonny come off that field is because his smile is just is dynamite, man. It's like sunshine leaving your day, and you never want that to happen. So
his smile makes everyone smile. Like if you don't smile watching Son smile, then you're
something's wrong with you. Exactly. Yeah. Something's seriously wrong with you.
You need to go and see a doctor or something like that. Yeah, I think that's probably described as kind of a definite doctor's visit in Canada, according to Bobby K. Like those guys don't 100%. Stop smiling. But listen, back on track. We are going to review the top 3 Villa players. In my opinion, Bobby K may have differing opinions, of course, and that's why we get 2 people on the show. It's good to debate. And guys, get your thoughts in the chat about who Villa's best players or ones to watch are today. I think we have one off the top of our head that's going to be the most obvious, and that's who I'm going to start with. Normally, I'd have the amazing graphics that Andre makes, but listen, Bobby K, I tried to get him on Photoshop, and his skills are a bit scratchy. So maybe next time, Bobby K. But no, joking aside, Coutinho.
I can't even use my own computer. You want me to use Photoshop? What the hell's Photoshop?
Yeah, get you on Paint or something. Microsoft Paint.
I'll have to get the kids to help me, man. I can't even use my own cell phone.
Brilliant. So yeah, Coutinho is the first player I wanted to talk about and just touch on. I mean, for me, absolutely world-class player. I've seen him in person playing, and when he was at Barcelona, and I think he scored against Spurs at Wembley very early on when we played him in the Champions League. And listen, this guy is unbelievable. Like, he's had dips in form at Barcelona, he's had dips at form at Liverpool, he's had dips at form at Bayern, but listen, this guy on his day is absolute sauce. Like, he's unbelievable. I'll put him in that category. 11 games so far for Villa, 4 goals, 3 assists. I still can't quite believe that they signed him. Like, I don't know how they managed that other than Gerrard. But yeah, 7 goal contributions in 11 games. For me, he is their most creative, technical playmaker. Probably most likely to score, other than maybe Ollie Watkins or even Danny Ings if he plays. For me, this guy is the main threat. If we can keep him quiet, for me, it's as simple as we win the game. I know that's quite a basic analysis, but if we let him get into the pockets of space, if Bentancur and Højbjerg don't close him down and let him run round our midfield and then into the spaces in the centre back, we know that those front back 3 at times, of course they've been solid recently, but at times can come unstuck. And if he can weave in and out of one of them, play a ball through to the strikers, that is where we will start to see real problems today. And for me, Coutinho, hands down, is the one to watch for Villa. What do you think, Bobby K?
No, 100%, because like you just said, you already touched on it. That gap in between there, between the midfielders and the back line, is where Coutinho does his best, right? Oh, you got a way better smile than him. I'm going to have Spurs fans on me about that, but you are a handsome man, aren't you?
Listen, we need to judge this. Nicholas, come on the stream now, right?
Yeah, there you go. Jump in, buddy. I'll send him the link. Sorry, it made me lose my train of thought. Now I'm thinking about his smile. If he gets into that gap, the fear I have is that he could launch a shot the way Ronaldo got that first goal against us. He's got that ability with that long shot. And if we allow him to take those shots, we're screwed, because we, like you said, the defender's got to either quickly get up there and press him, or the midfield's got to come back and not give him the room to operate. And like you said, even thread that ball through to Watkins or something like that. You just got to make sure we're shutting him down and shutting him down fast. He is just an amazingly class player. And like you said, the only reason he went to Villa is because of Gerrard. I can't see any other reason or connection there that would have made any kind of sense. And that's why when you look at the team on paper, there is cause for concern. But
100%. I completely agree. And like you said, it's definitely the Gerrard thing. But listen, he's getting the best out of him again. 7 goal contributions in 11 games for a central attacking midfield player is actually unbelievable. Like that
yeah.
is really, you're getting almost close to a goal a game, a goal contribution a game. And
And
listen,
then you said 11 games, right?
Mm.
So I'd like to compare the last 11 games to see who else could match those stats from that position. I
not
don't think
many,
anybody.
certainly not many players. Maybe Bruno Fernandes on form and Kevin De Bruyne, and that's about it. I
No,
mean,
but I'm saying currently in the last 11 games, who would be up there matching those numbers? But like you say, De Bruyne maybe that's over at City
probably,
because they've been putting the goals in. But
yeah, probably Harry Kane as well. Probably be up there, and Son. I think you'd be surprised with the amount of goals and assists. But listen, we know that they're ballers, and I
no,
get.
but I mean his position though. That
Oh
that
right,
that
okay, yeah,
cam
yeah.
position
Then
coming
you're
up
right.
from the
Then you're
midfield.
right.
I don't think there's anybody in his exact position that's doing it. So that's why it pains me and it irks me that we didn't get it.
Yeah,
like, but it
absolutely.
was for free. So, but
No, you're spot on. Leo's
oh,
saying if today goes our way and Southampton turn up against Arsenal, it's all ours. Now listen, what time do Southampton play Arsenal?
that's a 10 a.m. game here for us, I think. So that's what 3 your time is not. Just quickly, I'm just bringing it up. The Everton game's on now. Yes, it's 3 p.m. your time.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we
No,
can get.
it's Arsenal Brighton though. Southampton are playing Chelsea.
Yeah, that's
So
what I thought. Yeah.
yeah, Southampton. So let's hope for both. I want Leo's he's just trying to cover 2 bases in one comment. He wants Southampton to win and Arsenal to lose. So I agree with that because Southampton's playing Chelsea and Arsenal's playing Brighton, right? So
100%. I'm not sure. Maybe we're all thinking of Southampton because it was rent-free after that loss. But listen, the Bertie's back in here. Says Lucas Digne coming down our right and Coutinho definitely. But Højbjerg and Romero will nullify any threat. At least Spurs 3 goals and a clean sheet. Wow, this is confidence. Bertie, come in here more often with the confidence.
I love
mate.
it. Yeah,
I
man,
love
it's
it.
early. I love it. This is what we need, baby. This is what we need.
Come
Fantastic.
on.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
Yeah.
David Harris, he's on his own personal account. Look at this. The main man,
And
the Irish Hotspur. COYS, big up James and Bobby K.
I put up my flat cap for you so you'd be ready to go on to the Irish Hotspur, and Irish Hotspur comes to us. Look at that. Big up, David. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning.
Legend, Dave.
Guy.
I was just pumping up the people in the chat. I think going live at this time's thrown off a few people, so maybe maybe a few of the Spurs Relatables, like I said, aren't here. But Dave, I was pumping up the quiz for later, mate. I can't wait to do it on your channel later. It's going to be unbelievable. We have actually got someone in the back room. He's doing.
Smiling.
This is unbelievable.
Smiling. I know.
No, this is unbelievable. I'm about to bring him in. Do you know, I've never actually talked to him, but this is just jokes. I think this is the guy. This is Nicholas, I think. I'm not sure. He's called Barry on the chat.
The man of many names. The man of many names, my darling. Hey!
There he is. Yeah, that's smart. He's unbelievable.
There it is. Look at
How you doing, boys?
What's up, Nick? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
What name did he put up on screen, James?
He's got Barry from Shelfside Spurs, so that's why I was a bit thrown off. I thought someone's entered my chat room and didn't have permission. But Bobby K's inviting the world into it. If you want to come on, guys.
You said it, so I said
no, of course, no, it's an absolute joke. I'm saying, I thought it was Nicholas.
Smile, though.
I thought it was Nicholas, and then it's Barry, and I'm thinking, who else?
He's got more aliases than one of my cousins is a terrorist. So that's pretty bad there, man. We got to get you sorted out here, buddy. 2 passport maximum, okay? He's a terror. Sorry, a terror, not a terrorist, but it's early here. He's just a terror. I mean, yeah, he's an Arsenal fan.
Listen, let's review the other players. So obviously,
we're running out of time.
Nicholas, let's get your opinion on Coutinho. What do you think? Do you think if we shut him up today, it could be the difference between a win or a loss?
I mean, they've been so inconsistent, right? So we were saying the other day they've had that initial bounce under Gerrard, and now they're finding their way. Obviously, there's bits in the news yesterday that Gerrard's not sure that Means is the right person to be captain. Throws a bit of doubt,
something about that.
The game. So look, they need to find their way, and I think we know where the danger is going to come from, but I'm confident. I'm with Bertie. 3-0. Even a Kane hat trick to get try and catch Salah, because I still think he's catching Salah, because that it's not going to be a free flowing game tomorrow at the at Man City. So Kane's got a chance to kind of go from 8 behind to 5 behind, and we'll see where we get from there. But yeah, Coutinho definitely is a risk, but I just see us killing that threat. You know, you got Kulusevski, you've got Romero down that right hand side. So yeah, I think we nullify everything and we just go and get the win, get it done early, and get the players off and get them rested. You know.
Nicholas, you can come on more often. That is the best opening sentence or paragraph on Spurs Related we've heard for a long time. Listen, that's so positive. I absolutely love it. One point I wanted to touch on what you actually just said there very quickly before I get into the next player was you said about Kane being on 12 goals, Salah being on 20. Do you honestly think he can catch Salah on the Golden Boot?
100%. Look at the games that we've got. Right, Salah. Look, I've been kind of like the last few weeks. I've been, and you've seen me in those who've seen me in other streams. I've been saying one game at a time. I haven't changed that. Right, when we get to the Liverpool game, that'll be more of where the kind of the everything else is. Right, so right. That was probably why it probably sounds better now.
Wow!
There we go. So yeah. So I think, look, I definitely think he can catch him. I think we need to start believing, right? We need to start believing that top 4 can happen. Chelsea could even implode still. Top 3 could happen. We need to believe that, you know, Conte is going into the business end of the season. The right manager with the way that the team's playing. We need to start believing. Yes, it's potential banana skin, and you know, look, there may be some even added pressure if Arsenal slip up at Brighton, right? But if that happens, or regardless of that happens, we go to Villa today, 4 on the bounce. Jesus, that's you know, the media have already started going in on Spurs. All my other friends that are, you know, other fans are going, "Oh, you're chirping up because Spurs are playing well." Oh, yeah. What? Where have you been for the last? You know, we've always been. You know, the last 8 games we've won 6 out of 8. We've been playing well, but now that everyone else is kind of, you know, falling behind, now
they take notice.
They're all chirping up. The media are chirping. The other fans, and I love it. I absolutely love it now because you know, it's brilliant.
No, I absolutely love that. Yeah, and I love your optimism about the Golden Boot. Listen, I wish I could say I think he's going to catch him, but I think 8 goals, especially with Salah probably scoring them as well. I think that is a big ask with 8 games left.
Salah's done, mate. Salah is done.
He's ready to leave. He's packed his bags, man. He's ready to go.
You heard it first at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock
he's worried about packing, man.
Salah is done. Kane is catching him.
Oh, I love it. Elvis Dubs in here from, he was on Facebook, he switched to YouTube. This man is the man of social media. Listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Twitter in a minute as well, Elvis. But listen, he said, I can't wait to see Romero tackles. Alan St. Maximum always thought that he was an excellent baller until he met Romero. Hashtag COYS. No, I love that. And you saw those highlights of Romero absolutely pocketing St. Maximum on last Sunday. It was unbelievable to see. Love that video. Daryl Denton's in here. Big up, Darren. Daryl. Sorry, Daryl. United playing like we did under Nuno. Shocking team. I mean, they are.
So that's great.
They are 1-0 down. I love to hear that. And Spurs lad saying, imagine the Brighton win. But I got a point. One point on Nicholas's point there is we've got to make sure that if Arsenal do slip up, that doesn't affect the mentality going into the game. In my opinion, Conte should tell them to not even look at the game. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I don't know, James. I don't know if they'll have any access because, you know, like with the rules or whatever, there might be like a social media blackout, you know, 2 hours before kickoff.
I hope so.
And I hope so as well because it's not, you know, we don't want that. Sorry, I've just come on and now I'm going to leave. I need to get myself ready because. I'm doing the watch along on We Are Tottenham TV this afternoon.
Rub it in.
Oh, enjoy yourself. Are you actually in the studio, are you?
Well, yeah. Me and Rez.
He's big time, baby. Big time.
So,
I got a celebrity. Next time, Nicholas, I'll make sure I'll send you an invoice as well. Like maybe, yeah. But listen, it's a pleasure having you on. And
thanks, Nick. Good luck today, brother.
And we'll be on. Enjoy Dave's show, the Irish Hotspur show this evening. And everyone, guys, like, subscribe, and this wonderful channel. Big up Bobby K. Have fun with Daigle later. I assume you're meeting him.
I'll have a pint for you, my man. I'll have a pint for you.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, buddy. Nicholas. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Barry, Nicholas, call him what you want. This guy,
Ranjit,
you know, Sonny is absolutely love it. But listen, back on track on the player debates. Bobby K. My second player I picked out was actually a midfield general, if you can call him, if I may call him this. Douglas
There's
Luiz, I think, is an
Luiz, yeah.
exceptional player.
Yes.
Another Brazilian player in this Aston Villa. I'm going to start calling him mate Aston Villa Brazilian. I've got to work on that one. But listen, 26 matches played, 1 goal, 3 assists. Now, of course, he's not going to be in the goal contributions, but still 4 goal contributions in 26
But
games,
he
6
is
yellow,
solid.
6 yellow cards, 1 red card. This midfield battle between him and Bentancur and Højbjerg is just going to be phenomenal. What do you think of Douglas Luiz?
You said it all, James. Right there. You simplified it. You said it. You got it out. The guy he's not the light up the world kind of player, but he is a solid, reliable, dependable guy that controls the midfield. His ball distribution is very good. His eye to catch that long pass out as well is very good. I can see him putting trying to pop over a long ball over because the thing is our defensive line has issues jumping and heading. So I could see him trying to, go over the top there with Ollie and stuff like that, and develop some sort of partnership out of the midfield there. That's one of my fears. Those would be the 2 biggest fears I have, actually. Him to the Watkins thing, and then him even Cash coming up the wing is a little bit of. But I think we should be okay in terms of shutting him down. That is the biggest fear, but I think he's also the kind of player, he's a bit hot-headed. So if we can get under his skin, and we got that Argentinian boy who likes to just, cause a little bit of shithousery, as you English like to say. So, he's going to get in there, and I think he's going to, wind him up a little bit. And we might see another yellow card or another red card from Mr. Luiz instead of a point. So I'll let him have that on his game stat sheet today, a card, but no assist, no goal.
Yeah,
he is a threat.
Yeah, if I was to predict, I'd agree with that. I think he's probably like to get a yellow card being wound up by Romero, but also Bentancur with the South American kind of vibe as well.
That's right.
Getting involved in spats with against Newcastle, and as Ayanami said, nothing is more fierce than the battle between South Americans. Is very true.
Yeah, they got some grit.
So listen, Spurs lads asking, would you ever do a watch along? We've done a couple before. It was actually pre-season games, but listen, we'll probably do a couple of Premier League ones as well in the future, in the near future. Not today, because as I said before, we got several shows coming up today, but for sure we can look into doing that if you guys want to see that. I'm going to move on to the last player, and then we're going to talk about the head-to-heads and the predicted lineups, and then the score predictions. So the final player I picked out was Ollie Watkins. Now, he scored against us in the previous fixture when we won 2-1. He's played 26 matches, 8 goals, 1 assist. So a 9 goal contributions in 27 games for a striker. Not amazing, like 1 goal contribution every 3 games. Not brilliant, but listen, he's actually got 6 yellow cards as well, Bobby Gay. So he's got a feisty player as well.
I don't think that's feisty. I think that's frustration. I think that's frustration from his inability to put the goal in. It's frustration from the inability to get the ball up to him. I don't think they're playing as a cohesive unit. If you look at the stats over the last 3 games, the passes completed and everything like that is very poor. We're talking, I think, high 70s or even low 80%. When you look at that on a football team, our last game with Newcastle, I think we had over 600 passes, and we finished with over 90% pass completion with that high of a number of passes. So when you start dropping into the 70s and 80s, then something's wrong. Like there's something has been switched off. That ball is not getting to where it's supposed to go to, or the person passing it is not distributing it properly. So there's just, like I said, there's something that's not gelling, and I hope that we are not the ones to help them fix that fucking problem.
On the receiving end of it.
Cannot be Dr. Tottenham anymore. Like it was already said earlier, Conte's got that vibe in there. He's got to shake that crap out of us, and he is the man to do it. He will break the mold of the Spursy tradition and get that word finally just, expelled from our history books, hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that. Spurs lad saying he's nothing special. Ings is better.
You know what? I might agree with that, because Ings is more of a natural predator. Like he just has an eye for goal. But the thing is, the injury issues.
Listen, Ings
walking significantly younger, sir.
Ings has got 1 more goal contribution this season in 4 less games. So you could kind of agree with that, but only 5 goals, 5 assists rather than 7 goals. 6 goals, 3 assists. What do you think? You think Ings is the better player?
I think Ings turns up against us. He's even with Southampton and everything. For some reason, he always just had decent games against us. I think he's still got a chip on his shoulder with leaving Liverpool, that he can be proved that he should be on bigger teams and on a bigger scale and on a bigger stage. So he is. I honestly would prefer to see Watkins start over Ings, because I honestly think Ings would be more of a threat for us. But Watkins has, he has the pace. He's just a quicker player. He's more agile. If he comes in form, then it's either one of those players is a threat. Can be on any given day. They can be a threat. But I'm more scared of Ings than Watkins personally. But
Okay.
It's only because I think Watkins is wound up right now. Because when you told me that stat, I didn't know about all the cards. So as soon as you said that, the first thing I thought of, I coach the kids teams and stuff like that. When I have a player that's accumulating that many cards, it's because of frustration. It's never because of mental mistakes in the game or anything like that, where they're making unnecessary tackles or anything like that. It's frustration. You unnecessarily push it, especially from a striker's position, getting that many yellow cards. He's done stupid things. He maybe put his hands up, push players, put an elbow in here and there or something. I don't know what he's got him for.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and just he's making stupid decisions at a young age. So if at that young age you start making those decisions, well, then look at Dele Alli is all I have to say. You see the way your football trajectory goes.
100%. No, 100% agree. I just wanted to bring out this comment from Iron Army. The comments are starting to flow now. I'm starting to not be able to keep up. Appreciate the support, guys. If you are enjoying it, do leave a like. But Iron Army saying Jacob Ramsey is someone to watch out for, a young and improving talent. Good amount of goal contributions as well. You're spot on. I've just pulled them up. 28 games played, 6 goals, 1 assist. So actually, really not far off Ollie Watkins as a midfield player. 5 yellow cards as well. Listen, I think Villa are a dirty team as well. It's got to be said. I think there'll be some cards today. But
frustration again. It's through the whole squad, right? So let's pray on that. Like you said, let's make sure Benny and Romero get in there and get the hell under their skin and just continue doing what we got to do to make sure that we just finish this off. Like we just got to kick that whole fixing these poor teams solution out and just make sure we do our thing and just not worry about the other results. Let's not worry about the other games that are happening before ours. Let's just worry and focus on us.
100%. And I'm going to do the exact opposite now because I'm not the player. Everton all over Man United. I absolutely loved it.
What's going on there? Did they score again?
No, it's 1-0, I think, still. But first, I'd say we need to watch out for Coutinho. Leo's asking a transfer updates. Not really at the moment. We were linked with Sam Johnston, the West Brom goalkeeper, apparently. Which is one of the tier 1 sources we posted on our social media. Do follow our social medias if you want some transfer news. But we can do a separate episode about transfer news and upcoming lead up to the transfer window. Nicholas said, thanks for having me on. Next time it will be for longer. Like, subscribe to this wonderful channel. I think he means 3-0 COYS. Big yourself up, Nicholas. Hope the We Are Tottenham TV stream goes well, mate. Spurs.
McGinn. McGinn. Another one to worry about.
Yeah, good squad, like you said. Matty Cash.
They do. They got some serious. They've got some serious talent on that squad, and then they've got a goalie that can have a fantastic game. Martinez is, I think, was Arsenal's better keeper when they sold him. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but they made a mistake doing that. But I really think he has the ability to have that world game, and I hope, of course, I hope he doesn't today.
Not today.
That's the only thing. Yeah, not today. Do it next week. Do it in 3 days. Whatever they're playing next, but not today.
Yeah, exactly. Villa should score, says Daryl, but shouldn't have enough to win. I would agree with that. But listen, we'll get to the score predictions in literally 5 minutes' time. Ayanami said, I will cry if we got Richarlison overrated and average. I completely agree as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Injury news I just wanted to run through in terms of the game today. So Reguilon, I think it should be available. Now, it's not 100% confirmed.
Okay, because yesterday in our end over here, some of the media was saying that he's available. He's fit, and so is Cess.
Yeah, I think he probably Reguilon. I think will start, but I do think he might not. I think he might not play 90 minutes. I think Sessegnon might come in at 70, but let's see. That's my prediction. Ollie Skip's still injured with the hip injury. They keep pushing that one back. I think there's a bit more to it than what Conte's saying.
Our medical team is obviously a disgrace. What else is there to say about that? It's if you can't figure out with today's science and technology and you got your $1 billion flashy stadium and all this tech around you. You can't figure out how long an injury is going to go on for, and you keep, it's hurting his recovery, or they're doing something wrong. Something is happening back there. Even with Conte recently, he was frustrated about it by saying, I don't know, ask the medical.
Yeah,
team.
you're right. He did. You're 100%
So it's
right.
just like what is going on, right? So,
Tanganga's still not available. He won't be available for the rest of the season, and for them, House, who I believe is one of their defensive players, Courtney House, is questionable with an abdominal strain. But other than that, we've got the all the selections available. I'm looking at in terms of lineups, probably going to say pretty much the same as normal, really. We're probably going to play the 5 at the back, obviously, with right wing back. I believe Doherty will go back there, and Reguilon will go back to left wing back. So a little bit of a change there.
You
The
think
three
it'll be
centre-backs-
Reggie over Cess? Because
I
it
do
seems
think-
like Conte favors Cess a bit more, it seems.
No, I think Reguilon will start, and I think it will then be Cess that comes on at minute 70. That's my opinion. That's just what I believe. Then I think the 3 will be Romero, Dyer, and Davies, and then the 2 in midfield, Bentancur and Højbjerg, and then the 3 up top, as always, Son, Kane, and Kulusevski.
Yeah, that 3-prong is the only thing at the top that cannot be touched, and obviously the 2 in the midfield. But that back line, obviously, he's got options there to switch around things. So I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I think Reguilon will be back. I mean, I don't quite understand what the injury was. It was all a bit out of the blue. But listen, I'm looking forward to seeing the lineup. I do think it will be pretty similar to what we should expect. And I just think that key battle, I'm going to say it again, is in midfield. Douglas Luiz up against our midfield players. I just believe that
he's going to bully him. Don't worry.
I think obviously it's great that Villa are on a 3-loss streak, but McGinn and Ramsey and Coutinho also could cause. Maybe they could cause a bit of a dominance in midfield because obviously of the numbers, the formation differences. We saw it against Wolves, for example, Bobby K. Like when Wolves played the 3 in midfield in the centre mid, and we were up against. They were up against, I believe it was Bentancur. And who else played in that game? I want to say it was Winks.
Winks played that game. What do you expect?
But listen, forget it was that player.
No, I don't think Benny played that game. I think it was Højbjerg and Winks, and that's why we had 1 man in the midfield.
Okay, but you get my point. But what I'm saying is, when a team plays more midfielders in centre mid, it could become overwhelming. That's the only possibility. I'm trying to obviously stay optimistic as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that they play sort of quite a narrow formation, they don't really play with a lot of width. It's mainly like Ramsey, Coutinho, McGinn. They've got a lot of players in midfield,
inside players.
and Douglas Luiz, of course. So I think that's the only one that I'm a bit skeptical of, is this midfield battle. I think we'll smash them on with our wing backs, solid at the back as it has been recently, and up front I think if they do their stuff, they'll do their stuff. Like we'll get goals, but I think it is that midfield battle for me. What do you think?
You can't be argued, James. You're right on about that, because like you said, when we've had problems when we're putting 2 in against 3, and regardless of who the other 3 are, we are struggling in that point. But the thing is, it's one of those things, it works in our favor or against us. So either we expose them for it, because then we have the ability to go wide on them, which they won't have, or we end up getting done for it because they're going to basically stick to that little arrow kind of formation where they're just coming through, everything's coming through centralized, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So what's this?
100%.
That ballad of Ryan Johnson for me?
I think it's fun, Bobby K. Irish Hotspurs in it again. Dave, you're just going through all your accounts. Next time you're going to be on like your My Little Pony account or something.
Nice.
Listen, Jack Nicky, what a legend.
Hey, morning, Jack. Look at that. He woke up early for you.
I just absolutely love that profile picture. I mean, what is going on there? Absolutely love the look there, Jack. But he's saying, big up, lads. Medical team prefers to talk about brushing teeth and toothpaste with Dele Alli instead of helping Skip get back in.
No
I think
kidding.
you're spot on.
No kidding.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on. Spurs lads saying, why are
Oh,
Everton
I'll
not
answer
playing
that.
Dele?
Can I answer that? Yeah,
please do.
He's shit. He's shit. He's done. He's done. The only thing Dele Alli can play now is on a PlayStation. That's it. He is done. He's not even good enough for Sunday League football. You're not going to see him in League One. You're not even going to see him playing in some, Indian Premier League even. Not happening. He is finished. The guy doesn't give a shit about football at all anymore, and it breaks my heart because he was my younger sons, he was one of his favorite players. He absolutely loved watching Dele Alli. And I still remember that goal he scored against Crystal Palace. That day was my wife's birthday, and I jokingly made a video of it and sent it to my wife saying, honey, look what I got Dele Alli to do on your birthday for you. And since then, it's just been, it hasn't even been a steady decline. It's just been like straight off the fucking cliff, man. Just dove right off and said, you know what?
I'm waiting.
I'm
waiting for him to get it back, but it's just not happening. It's not happening for him. But anyway, Jack's in here. Big up Jackie Burford, legend, saying way afternoon, lads. Spurs lads saying half time 1-0. Absolutely love to hear that. Carl saying, come on, Everton.
Good morning.
Legend Cole. And I'm saying I got grade 7, 8 biology this year. I think I could get a cheeky contract at the medical team. Listen, Ayanami, you might as well give it a go. Listen, I'm going to run through a couple of stats, and then I'm going to run through their head-to-heads, and then we're going to get those score predictions in, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, Spurs have managed 21 goals in their last six
games.
Premier League games. The first time they have managed such a feat in that many games since 1965. That is an unbelievable stat. We are on form. We're on fire. We're firing like we had, you know, when we were really firing in like the 16-17 season when we were scoring 4 goals at home every game. You know, that's the kind of form we're on right now in terms of goal scoring.
And with the same players we've had a few months ago. So
exactly,
if you can't sit here and realize that in Conte we need to trust, then there's something wrong with you, right? So. No, Jack, you're not, brother. You're not.
Jack,
sorry, I'll let you read that out.
I was just going to say, there's always a little bit of creeping in, Jack. We were saying it earlier. It's like, obviously, I'm staying positive. I do predict a win, but obviously, I do feel less confident than I did against Newcastle just because it's away, just because, you know, Villa are 3 losses on the trot and they do need a win. And I felt a little bit like this against for the Brighton game, like when Brighton were on a 5 or 6 loss streak, then they needed the win. And obviously, we did breeze them in the end. But listen, when a team's losing that many games in a row, they're always going to be wanting to bounce back as quickly as possible. Like, look at Everton today on a shocking run, beating Man United. Not saying they're going to win the game, but it sounds like they're doing very well. And this is the kind of thing that can happen today with Villa. And that is the reason I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah. No, 100%. And that being said, James, would you have a different feeling? Say Aston Villa had won 3 out of their last 4 games?
Do you know what? I think that's a good question. I think if they were inconsistent, so if they won, lost, lost,
like the way we were,
I'd feel more confident. But because they're 3 losses on the trot, I'm thinking, you know, they're going to have to break that at some point. And Dr. Tottenham, as you've said 3 or 4 times this episode, Bobby, we know that Dr. Tottenham can come and feed them that 3 points.
No, he's dead. Didn't you read the comment from earlier? Conte got rid of him. He fired his ass. That's why our medical team is in such disarray, because they fired the lead doctor.
Listen, I love that. I love that. Villa may be a different outfit under Steven Gerrard, but their poor record against Tottenham remains, as they have won just 2 of their last 20 Premier League games against Spurs. An unbelievable record on our side of things there.
Yeah.
Both
Sorry,
those
but also in regards to Gerrard, though, I just want to say, James, you know, I know he had a lot of success at Rangers. I think this is the first time he's had a real true taste of defeat. And the fact that he's not a skilled manager yet to say, you know, not that he's not, you know, he did well at Rangers, but we're talking about a lower tier. He's inexperienced, and I think his inexperience is now showing. How do I get my team to recover? How do I get them re-inspired and reinvigorated and not playing frustrating football where they're getting unnecessary cards and stuff like that?
I agree.
So I think he's got that challenge going. So that's why I think if Conte thinks that way, I think he knows that his players are kind of disjointed. So let's get under their skin right away. Let's get that early goal and everything like that. And let's give them 0 reason to have any kind of hope.
Agreed. I think you're spot on. We can't let them out even a sniff at they're gonna get something out of this game. We got to hit them early, like you said, and you know, take the game to them. The last stat, both of those successes where Villa did win were in London, and Villa haven't beaten Spurs on home soil since 2008. As Tottenham have won 6 straight games at Villa Park, the second longest winning away run at one ground in the club's history. I did read that one out earlier, but I just think that's an unbelievable record at Villa Park. Head to head, 2019 Spurs 3-1 win. 2020 was a 3-2 Spurs win. 2021 was a 2-0 Spurs win. 2021 again was a 2-1 Villa win. That was at our stadium. And then the last game in 2021 was a 2-1 win for Spurs as well, where Sonny scored. I think it actually came off Lucas in the end. It kind of went across goal. I think Lucas dragged it in, didn't he? And all that like frustration came out. It was under Nuno. That frustration came out of Sonny. He didn't look happy for once when he scored. He kind of went, like it was a different kind of celebration.
Yeah.
But listen, hopefully it's a happy one today. Form going into it, as I said, win, and then 3 losses on the bounce for Villa. For Spurs, it's a win, loss, and then 3 wins on the trot. Let's hope to make it 4 today. But guys, it is that time of the show where you guys put in your score predictions in the chat. Put them down below. Even put the goal scorers. Maybe if one of you gets this spot on, there'll be a little prize for the winner. Maybe we'll throw that one in there. Maybe a cream egg or something, as it's Easter. But Jackson,
ones?
Yeah, maybe.
Man, those things are gold. Okay, shit, I gotta do this properly.
I bet the lad says, Jack, to bring back the 3 points, but Villa still have so much quality that can click at any time. Would be typical if they had a stormer against us. No, this is 100% what we're saying. Players like Coutinho would be very desperate to bounce back, says Ayanami. He's a world-class winner. 3 losses in a row is unacceptable to him. Very good point. Jack's saying he's no Frank Lampard of a manager, though.
Yes,
so we should still take him seriously. Good point, Jack.
Good one, Jack. Good one. Poor fat Frank.
Oh, Frank, see you later. Good lad. Cheers, Frank. Anthony Gray, big up Anthony. I haven't seen you for a while. Saying, Ari, our injured players we often get. Don't understand skip circumstances. Put any injured player on UK statutory sick pay instead, which I hear is £99.35 a week. Just watch them recover. Very good point. I like that.
Let's cut his wages from £40,000 a week to £100 a week, and you watch how fast his ass gets back to work.
And actually, Anthony, it's the other way around because he's being rewarded by this with a new contract that's coming around the corner that we hear is under talk. So. Listen, it's the other way around if you're a Spurs player. 2-0 Spurs win. Dortino and Kulu screamer. Hey, Nami, I love that. Absolutely love that. Bertie's saying Spurs 4-0. Bertie, you've been an absolute joy to have around with this positivity. Please come back again.
Sunshine.
But as we start to get more score predictions in, I'm going over to Bobby K for his score prediction. And as he's predicting them, I will get your score predictions on the screen as well, guys. But over to Bobby K. And if you haven't done so already, before you start leaving this video at the end, please do smash a like button. It does really help the channel out and help it grow. And it just shows your support and helps us on this journey. And do subscribe if you're new. I've seen a few faces at this earlier time today. And of course, Bobby K has been brilliant. It's time to hear his score prediction. Here we go.
You know what? I'm going to steal from one of the YouTube community's legends here, Mr. Bob Spur himself, and I'm going to throw up his traditional 4-1. I think that we got the goals there for us. I think we're going to let them, unfortunately, end up having one. We conceded that horrible goal to Newcastle. So, in Lloris, I don't trust right now, unfortunately. As much as I love the guy, I think he's a great shot stopper, but he's got mistakes in him, and I can see them getting one. I really, really want to see Decky get on the score sheet. He's. I don't want him to turn into just the ball distributor guy, even though there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to sit here and say that. Okay, yeah, he shouldn't be passing the ball. But I don't want him to. His first instinct to be just look for Kane and Sonny, especially when he's now we know he's got a right foot as well. I want him to take a couple of cracks and hopefully put it in. So I'm sticking with my 4-1. I'm going to go with Decky with 1. I'm going to give Kane 2 because I think he's going to be a bit more selfish. He was Santa Claus last game, and he gave the ball away nicely and everything. So it's time to be the Grinch this time, Kane. We need to get you up there and getting that golden boot as well, son. So and then of course we got to give Sonny 1 because nothing makes a day better than seeing that. Right? So,
yeah, love it. Absolutely love it, Bobby.
That's what we need.
4-1. He's actually gone with it as well. Jackie Burford has. He's gone Kane 2.
Great minds think alike.
Doherty and Mings with the Villa goal. Have you got the goal scorers as well there, Bobby K, for Villa?
Oh wow! You know what? I could see Coutinho just doing the Ronaldo on us. With one of those long pinged shots kind of thing where we don't close them down quick enough. Because, at reality, we go back and we look at that goal. Had Dyer just 3 seconds earlier started moving forward, it would have been a different thing. But I think it's going to be Coutinho from a long ranger. I think we are really good at compressing and controlling our box now. It's just that little that little gap between the center backs and that back line and behind the midfield, that is kind of a worry spot for me still.
Yeah, love it. Couple more score predictions. Carl's saying he's going the extra mile. He's saying United will lose, Arsenal will lose, and a 3-1 win for Spurs with a Kane hat-trick.
You know, Carl, I absolutely love you, but you forgot to say Chelsea will lose too. Come on, Southampton.
Come on. Anthony Gray saying 3-0 Spurs win. Absolutely love that, Anthony.
Everybody, yes, let's keep it. Let's send these vibes to the team and make sure they do it, man. Because
I love all the win predictions. I love this positivity. Over to mine. I'm going for a 4-2 Villa win.
What?
No, I'm only joking, guys. It's April Fools. I thought it was last weekend. You know,
where's the leave studio button?
No, listeners, just wanting you guys out. I wanted to kill the positivity, but back on the positivity.
I was going to say, you didn't kill it. You fucking just crushed everybody's spirits right there. And an instant black cloud came in over my head. And I'm indoors, and all of a sudden there's a black cloud above me. What? It says James.
Anyway,
you're an optimistic, happy young man, and we know that you wouldn't do that. So.
I'm going for a Spurs 3-1 win. I'm going for Kane with 1, Son with 1, and Kulusevski with 1. The front three are all going to score 1 each. And it's going to go 1-0 Spurs, then 1-0 Villa. We're going to get a bit shaky for half time. Then we're going to come out of the trap second half like we did against Newcastle. Smash them 2 goals. Villa's goal is going to be Coutinho. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to predict the order as well. And you can clip me and it's going to go all over social media. So it's going to go, Kane's going to get an early one. Could even see a penalty maybe. Then Coutinho's going to score a banger. Maybe outside the box, 25 yards. Then half time, Conte's going to go, come on, guys, sort it out, like that. Then we're going to score 2 goals straight after half time, like we did against Newcastle. 2 goals, maybe like 53rd minute and like 65th, maybe something like that. Son and Kulusevski. We're going to then maybe bring on another defender, tying it up. 3-1 win, bish bash boss. We're still 4th. We're closing down on Chelsea. And come on, you Spurs! How about that?
Spurs. Now that's a prediction.
It's so got a bit funny in here with the.
That's how the experts do it. Now I know. I appreciate the lesson. Wow, that is how you do a score prediction. Nice one, James. I love it. Where I broke down to the goals, how the transition's going to be, the goals, who's going to get them, and when. And wow, you know what? It's going to scare the shit out of me if you're right, because I'm going to be calling you nonstop after the game for tomorrow's lottery numbers.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think that's how we end it. I also forgot to say 1 goal will be a Kane free kick. Absolutely love that.
Carl.
Absolutely love that. Guys, that is all we have time for, as I am hopping straight over to the Irish Hotspur now. And like I said, guys, there will be a post-match reaction video. Be a post-match reaction video later on. There will be the quiz later on Irish Hotspur. There is many things to look forward to today, guys. But please do take the time to thank Bobby K for his time today. Really do appreciate you coming on, Bobby K.
I appreciate you having me on, James. It's been a blast, man. It's an hour. It feels like we've been sitting here for 5 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You got great energy. I really love being around you guys. You and Andre, you got a great show going here. So, guys, like, subscribe, watch these guys, follow their content. Good young guys in the community. They're just going to get bigger, stronger, and better. So, let's get behind them and, in support them and everything, because you guys are doing a really, really good job, right? Appreciate it, Birdie. Thank you very much. And big up to you as well, man. Great comments today. Great positivity. Thank you very much for that. So I think it was Birdie that said, that's it. Conte has officially killed Dr. Tottenham, put him in the box and shipped his ass out. So we're winning.
Yeah, love it. And as always, guys, thanks, Bobby K. Thanks to chat, Spurs Relatables, for all your questions that came in. Please do enjoy the game, and we will see you straight after the game today for the post-match reaction. And as always, guys, remember, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Come on!